Welcome back to our commentary series.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to be exploring the writings of Ajmal
Okay.
from his website, theborderofamind.com.
Always a pleasure to dive into these personal reflections.
Yeah.
And this blog, The Border of a Mind, it's
Yeah.
a real gem.
Absolutely.
It's just the space where he just kind of blends thoughts and art and visuals.
I love that.
And it explores just curiosity and wonder.
I sometimes feel like I'm stuck on a career treadmill,
Yeah.
This post, from climbing ladders to building wings from Ajmal,
Yeah.
it really resonated with me. I feel like he's tapping into this universal feeling
Yeah.
of wanting more.
Yeah, you're picking up on something. He uses a lot of imagery.
Yeah.
Powerful imagery to describe, individuals standing at the edge of a self-made future.
Right.
He uses the cityscape to represent boundless possibility.
Yeah.
And it really captures that sense of yearning for something beyond the traditional path.
And he contrasts that old corporate ladder mentality
Yeah.
with this idea of building wings.
Yeah.
It's like the old model with stability and loyalty.
Right.
It just doesn't cut it anymore.
He's right. Globalization and technology.
Yeah.
And this whole shift in values, especially with millennials and Gen Z,
Oh, yeah.
they really disrupted those traditional career trajectories.
Absolutely.
He actually quotes a study
Okay.
in his post, and it says that 75% of young professionals
Wow.
prioritize purpose over a paycheck.
That's a huge number.
It is a stark shift.
So how does this building wings play into that? I'm picturing someone launching their own startup,
Yeah.
becoming this ultimate self-made flyer.
You're picking up what he's putting down.
Okay.
He describes these self-made flyers as people who are forging their own paths.
Okay.
They might be entrepreneurs or freelancers or
Uh-huh.
taking unconventional career routes.
Right.
But what unites them is this desire for agency
Yeah.
and this willingness to embrace risk.
But isn't that a bit romanticized?
Okay.
I mean, the stability of a traditional career path can be pretty appealing. What about those of us who value predictability?
Well, he doesn't shy away from that tension at all.
Okay.
He acknowledges that there's a trade-off. He even says the comfort of a cage can be alluring,
Oh, wow.
even if it clips your wings.
It's powerful.
It is. He's not advocating for one path or the other,
Okay.
but he's really pushing us to examine what truly motivates us.
I think what makes his writing so compelling
Yeah.
is that he manages to connect these external changes in the workplace with this deeper internal desire for meaning and purpose.
Yeah, and that's a key point, whether you're drawn to that structure of a traditional career or the freedom of building your own path.
Right.
That underlying desire to contribute, to create, to make an impact. That seems to be a constant.
That word impact,
Yeah,
that's really at the heart of what young professionals are looking for today. It's not just about climbing a ladder, it's about feeling like your work makes a difference.
you got it. And Ajmal argues that in today's world,
Okay.
you don't necessarily need that traditional career path to achieve that.
Right.
He sees building wings as a way to take ownership of your impact,
Yeah.
to align your work with your values, and to create something truly meaningful.
This has me thinking.
Yeah.
Do you think it's easier to feel that sense of purpose when you're building something from scratch,
Yeah.
as opposed to working within an existing structure?
That's a great question, and I think it's different for everyone.
Okay.
Some people thrive in environments where they have more autonomy and control,
Yeah.
while others find purpose and fulfillment within those more established systems.
So it's not about choosing the right path, but more about understanding what resonates with you personally.
You got it. And Ajmal's post,
Yeah.
it's less about providing a definitive answer
Okay.
and more about prompting us to ask ourselves some important questions.
Like,
What do we value in our work? Okay.
what kind of impact do we want to make?
Yeah.
And how can we build a career that aligns with those aspirations?
I bet a lot of our listeners are grappling with these very questions right now.
Uh-huh.
What advice would you give to someone who's feeling that pull towards building wings,
Okay.
but maybe they're hesitant to take the leap?
That's a great question, and that's a great segue into something Ajmal emphasizes in his post.
Okay.
He encourages us to think about what building wings actually looks like for us as individuals.
So he doesn't provide like a step-by-step guide.
Right.
This isn't a how-to post.
Exactly. It's more about mindset and perspective.
Okay.
He suggests taking stock of your skills, passions, and experiences.
Right.
He calls them the feathers
Oh, I like that.
that will help you take flight.
I love that analogy.
Yeah.
It's not about discarding everything from the past,
Uh-huh.
but rather recognizing how those experiences even those from traditional career paths,
Right.
can be valuable assets when you're building your own wings.
Exactly. And he really encourages us to think outside the box.
Okay.
He says, and I'm paraphrasing here, sometimes the most unconventional paths
Yeah.
lead to the most extraordinary destinations.
I think that's a great place to pause for now.
Okay.
We've covered a lot of ground, but there's still so much to unpack in Ajmal's post.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Lots to chew on here. You're
Yeah.
spot on. There's a lot to chew on here. And, for our listeners who are intrigued by Ajmal's unique perspective,
Yeah.
I highly recommend visiting his website at theborderofamind.com
Yes, definitely check it out.
to read the full post and explore his other work.
I'm curious, though, how does Ajmal address that very real fear of failure that can hold people back from taking those kinds of leaps?
Well, that's where Ajmal's artistic side really shines through.
Okay.
He actually includes this beautiful illustration in his post of a bird with patched up wings,
Okay.
symbolizing that setbacks and failures.
Yeah. They're all part of the journey.
Right.
He even calls them opportunities to refine your flight.
That's a great reframing.
Yeah.
It's not about avoiding failure, but about learning from it and using it to strengthen your wings.
Exactly. He suggests that embracing a growth mindset is crucial
Right.
for anyone who wants to build their own path.
Okay.
He emphasizes the importance of continuous learning,
Yeah.
experimentation, and adaptation.
So it's not like a one-time decision,
Right.
but rather an ongoing process
It's
of growth and evolution.
He also highlights the importance of community and mentorship.
Okay.
He includes this quote from Maya Angelou.
Oh, wow.
She says, "I've learned that people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel."
Wow, that's a powerful quote.
It is.
It suggests that building your wings isn't just about individual effort, but it's also about connecting with others,
Yeah.
seeking support,
Right.
and building meaningful relationships along the way.
He seems to be advocating for a more collaborative approach to success,
Yeah.
which is a refreshing contrast to the often cutthroat world of entrepreneurship.
I'm also struck by the timing of this post.
Yeah.
We're living in a time of unprecedented change and uncertainty. Do you think that makes this message of building wings even more relevant?
Absolutely. Ajmal's post is a timely reminder
Yeah.
that we have more agency than we often realize.
Right.
In a world that feels increasingly volatile and unpredictable,
Yeah.
building your wings can provide that sense of empowerment and control.
It's like he's saying, don't wait for permission or for things to settle down.
Right.
Start creating the future you want right now with the resources you have.
And that's a message that resonates deeply, regardless of your career aspirations or life stage.
Yeah.
I think what makes Ajmal's work so captivating
Yeah.
is that he manages to blend personal reflection with these broader societal trends.
Right.
He's not just sharing his own journey,
Yeah.
he's inviting us to reflect on our own experiences and to consider how we can create a more meaningful and fulfilling life.
And that's why we love diving into his writing here on the commentary series.
Yeah.
It's always a thought-provoking conversation.
Right.
I'm curious, as we wrap up our discussion of this particular post,
Yeah.
what are some key takeaways that our listeners can walk away with? What would you say is the essence of message here?
If I had to distill it down to a few key points,
Okay.
I'd say that Ajmal is encouraging us to first embrace change,
Okay.
second, to take ownership of our paths,
Right.
and third, to cultivate a growth mindset.
Right.
He's reminding us that we have the power to create our own wings, even if that flight path is uncertain.
And he doesn't shy away from the challenges.
Right.
He acknowledges that building your wings takes courage and resilience and a willingness to learn from setbacks.
That's right. He's not selling us a quick fix
Okay.
or a guaranteed path to success.
Right.
Instead, he's offering us this framework for navigating a world that's increasingly complex
Yeah.
and demanding more personal agency than ever before.
And in a world that can often feel overwhelming, that message of empowerment is incredibly valuable. And it's so important to remember that building wings doesn't mean doing it all alone.
Right.
It talks about finding mentors, building a supportive community,
Right.
and seeking inspiration from others who have forged their own paths. It's like he's saying, look, it's going to be a journey.
Yeah.
So surround yourself with people who can lift you up.
And he reminds us to celebrate those small victories along the way.
Oh, yeah.
He says each feather you add to your wings represents a lesson learned, a skill mastered, a connection made.
That's beautiful.
It really is. It's a nice way to think about progress.
It is. It's a great reminder to appreciate the process,
Yeah,
not just the destination.
for sure.
And I think for our listeners, especially those who are early in their careers,
Yeah,
it can be easy to get caught up in comparing themselves to others
yeah.
or feeling like they need to have it all figured out.
Right, and Ajmal's work is kind of a powerful antidote to that kind of thinking.
Okay.
He encourages us to embrace our own unique journeys
Right.
and find joy in that process of discovery and growth.
What I really appreciate is that he doesn't present this idea of building wings as some kind of exclusive club
Yeah,
for entrepreneurs or creatives.
right,
It's a mindset,
Uh-huh.
a way of approaching life that can benefit anyone,
right.
regardless of their profession or aspirations.
It's about taking ownership of your life, your choices, and your future.
Right.
Whether you're starting a business, changing careers, or simply seeking more fulfillment in your current role.
Right.
That idea of building wings,
Yeah.
it can provide a really powerful framework
Okay.
for navigating those transitions.
As we wrap up this episode, I'm left with a sense of optimism
Yeah.
and possibility.
Hmm.
Ajmal's writing has a way of sparking the imagination and reminding us that we have more power than we often realize.
You know, his work is a reminder that the world is constantly changing.
Yeah.
And those who are willing to adapt, evolve, and build their wings,
Right.
they'll be the ones who soar.
So for anyone listening who's feeling that pull
Yeah.
toward something more, something different,
Right.
something that truly aligns with your values and passions,
Uh-huh.
I encourage you to check out Ajmal's blog,
Yeah,
theborderofamind.com.
definitely.
You might just find the inspiration you need to start building your own wings.
And stay tuned for future episodes in this commentary series where we'll continue to explore Ajmal's unique vision and dive deeper into the world of the border of a mind. Thanks for joining us.